Hello and welcome to the CloudHPT Backup as a Service powered by Acronis demonstration. My name is Adam Wolf. I'm going to take you through how to do a backup and a restore using the Acronis platform on CloudHPT. So using the credentials that the backup administrator has provided for you, you can open a web browser and log into the system. Once you've logged in, you will see the backup administrator dashboard. From here, you can control all the activities for backup and restoration. This is all web-based and doesn't require any on-site client. So you can see on the left that there are different tabs for backups and activities, alerts and settings. And in the middle, you can see that we have an existing machine that we have configured the backup agent for. So when I click on the machine, I'm presented with different options around backup, recovery, and what I'm going to do is actually go through and configure now a new backup job for this machine. So you can see that I've clicked on edit and I can actually name the backup job for ease of reference. So we're going to call this one daily task. And we're given options around the type of backup that we want to do. So we can either do a full disk or volume backup, a file backup, or a system state backup. I've selected file backup, and next I'm going to specify which subfolders and folders that I want to actually perform a backup job on. Possibly I don't want to back up the entire directory on the server. I just want to select an individual file or folder to perform the backup for. So here I'm going to go through and select the desktop and click OK. And then I'm going to configure where I want that backup to be backed up to, which is cloud storage. Then I configure the schedule. I have a choice of monthly, weekly, daily, or hourly backup. And I can select the time of day that I want the backup to start. I can also select if I don't want to have certain days for the backup to be performed. So I'm going to select a time, 6 p.m. and click apply. Finally, I can actually decide what the retention periods are that I want for my backups. So I can either select by the age of the backup or by the number of backups, or I can select to keep the backups indefinitely. Obviously, whatever you select here will determine the amount of storage that you store on the cloud. So you need to carefully plan around your utilization before selecting what type of backup you want to configure. Obviously, at any point, this is reconfigurable. So if you realize that you've made a mistake or that you want to make a change in future, you can go in and you can edit the settings. If you want to encrypt the backup, you're able to enter a password and select the type of encryption algorithm that you want. The important thing here is that we don't store a copy of your password. So if you forget the password, your data will not be recoverable in future. Okay, so now I've selected all of the parameters. I can actually go through and I can see all of the configuration that I've done for my backup job. I can see whether what the security settings are, what the performance settings are. I can look at individual information about the backup jobs, and I can look at that at any point in time. Once I finally click apply, then my backup job is ready to execute, and I can choose to run the backup job right away. At this point, I also have the opportunity to delete the backup job as well, if I decide to. But for this demo, I'm going to actually click run. And it's going to kick off a backup job for me. Now you can see the timeline we can see that the backup job is in progress and that it's going to be backing up directly to the cloud. We can see now that the backup jobs are complete, as they've presented us with a green tick to confirm that. So now that the backup job is complete, I can actually show you the process of restoring a file from the completed backup from the cloud. So this is my original server. I'm just going to delete the file demo data, which is the file that I've backed up in the first place. And back on my management console, I go to my backups tab and I can select the backup which has just been completed. You can see that it's a small backup size because I've backed up just one individual file. When I click on Show Backup, I can actually have an option then to recover the files or folders from the backup. This is a very granular restoration, so it will show you all of the files that have been backed up. As it's an encrypted backup, I need to specify the backup password that I entered earlier so that I can actually access the backup. And you'll see as we browse through the folder structure, we will actually find the file on the desktop that we backed up earlier, which is demo data. So I'm going to now perform a restore by simply clicking on the file and clicking download. This is then going to perform a direct download from the cloud back to the production server. I have the option of restoring the file to the original location or to a custom location. Custom location may be if you don't want to restore to the original server, possibly for reasons that the original server is not available. And I can select exactly where I want it to be restored to. So I'm going to select the folder that I'm about to create on the desktop on the production server. So as we refresh, we will see that that folder is now available. There we go, restored data. So I'm going to select that as the restore location. And once it's found it, I can then start the recovery process. When I'm recovering files, I have various options around recovery, whether I want to overwrite existing file or overwrite if it's older, or do not overwrite, which may change the file name. I can also restart the machine if required as well. Okay, so now we can see the recovery process is kicked off. Again, the activity log on the right-hand side gives us all the information about the restore process. And we can see now that Acronis has confirmed that the file has been restored to the server. Which took 12 seconds and was 11 KB of data. Now if I go back to the activity log, I can see a log of all of the actions that have been performed, including the backup and the restore jobs, which gives me information about the start time and end time and duration. So what you can see is that I have completely recovered the file to the desktop, and that will complete the restoration job and also complete the demonstration of backup and restoration. That was the demonstration for CloudHPT Backup as a Service powered by Acronis. I hope you've enjoyed the demonstration. If you have any further questions, please contact your CloudHPT representative.